Hello everyone. In today's section we'll be discussing about multi-stage air compressor, its advantages and disadvantages. Then we'll be seeing about the intercooling, what is the need of intercooling, what are the various types of intercooling, and finally we'll be deriving the expression for the work done. So let us start today's section, starting with the multi-stage compressor. Compression of air from atmospheric or suction pressure to delivery pressure is taken place in more than one cylinder is called multi-stage compressor. In multi-stage compressor, series of cylinders are used with intercooler to compress the air. If we use single cylinder to compress the air, then it is known as single stage compressor, and if we use series of cylinder, then it is known as multi-stage compressor. So if there is two cylinder, then it is two-stage compressor, and if there is three cylinder, then it is three-stage compressor. Actually, in single-stage compressor, the disadvantage we see was when we compress the atmospheric temperature P1 V1 to temperature P2 V2, along with the rise in pressure, the temperature also increases. Due to this high pressure, vibration may be created, and due to high temperature, the walls of the piston and cylinder may crack. Because of this disadvantage, we prefer multi-stage compressor. Now in this figure you can see three-stage air compressor. Now for example, if we need to increase the pressure to 25 bar, it can be achieved in three steps. In first step, suction air with initial pressure P1 T1 is compressed in first cylinder, where its pressure and temperature increases to P2 T2. This compressed air is then passed through intercooler, where its temperature decreases to initial temperature T1, where its pressure remains same. Basically, intercooling acts as an heat exchanger. Then this compressed air is passed through second cylinder, where again its pressure and temperature increases. This increased temperature is further decreased in the second intercooler and brought back to T1 temperature. In third cylinder, we get the final pressure of 25 bar and delivered through the cylinder. Now the advantages of intercooler is that its heat is removed from the air, due to which the air is cooled and its bonding becomes closer, due to which its volumetric efficiency increases. Actually, the volumetric efficiency of an air compressor is less than it may appear because of its clearance volume. This happens because as the piston moves downwards, the high pressure gas in the clearance volume reduces due to the expansion, and only when the pressure reaches a certain level, the suction valve opens. Therefore, this gas used in the piston suction stroke goes unused and reduces the volumetric efficiency of the compressor. If we are using the cooler in between two cylinder, it is called intercooler, and if it is used after the last stage, it is called aftercooler. You can see two intercoolers and one aftercooler in this three-stage air compressor. Now this is the two-stage air compressor. In the figure 1 you can see the schematic diagram for two-stage reciprocating air compressor, and in figure B you can see the PV diagram for the same. Now let us understand this with the help of PV diagram for the two-stage air compressor. Now 1 to 2 is polytropic compression undergone in the first cylinder. Then it is passing through intercooler, that is 2 to 3 at constant pressure, and 3 to 4 is polytropic compression undergone in second cylinder. You can see that air entering the first cylinder, that is low pressure cylinder, is having pressure P1, then increases its pressure to P2, and when it leaves the second cylinder, that is high pressure cylinder, it will be having pressure P3, which is the required final pressure. Now if I say that I want to achieve the same pressure P3 with single cylinder, then it is shown by the curve 1 to 5. We know that work done is equal to area under the curve. So from the PV diagram it is clear that if I don't use intercooler, this hatched line, it will be the extra work I need to do. So work done will be less in multi-stage compressor as compared to single stage reciprocating air compressor. Coming to the advantages and disadvantages. So first we'll see the advantages. Saving of work input as compared to single stage compressor, it is more. It provides effective lubrication because of lower temperature range. It reduces cost of compressor. It reduces leakage loss considerably. Reduction in maximum temperature. Disadvantages means, since we are using an intercooler in between the two cylinders, the construction is somewhat complicated, and because of that the initial cost is also more. Basically, intercooling are of two types: perfect intercooling and imperfect intercooling. Perfect intercooling: when the temperature of the air leaving the intercooler is equal to the original of atmospheric air temperature, then the intercooling is known as perfect intercooling. When the temperature of the air leaving the intercooler is more than the original atmospheric air temperature, then the intercooling is known as imperfect intercooling. Let us understand this more clearly with the help of PV diagram. This is the PV diagram for two-stage compression with intercooler. Now in this I plot isothermal curve. This dotted line, it is the isothermal curve. Now you can see that point 1 and point 3 is lying on this isothermal curve, which means temperature at 1 and 3 point is same and having perfect intercooling. Means after the first stage compression, this is the compression 1 to 2. So this temperature which is raised here, it is brought back to the initial temperature T1. And if it is coming back to the initial temperature T1, then it is known as perfect intercooling. Now coming to the second PV diagram, here you can see that point 1 and point 3, it is not lying on this isothermal curve, which means that after the first stage compression, the temperature T2, it is not coming back to the temperature T1. So it is known as imperfect intercooling. Now let us derive the work done for the two-stage air compressor. We know for isothermal process P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. But T1 is equal to T2. Therefore, P1 V1 will be is equal to P2 V2. So what will be the total work? It will be the work done in the low pressure cylinder, that is 5, 1, 3, 6 plus work done in the high pressure cylinder, that is 6, 3, 4, 7. Okay. Now in my previous section I have derived work done by the single stage cylinder. So from that I will directly write work done in this portion. The low pressure cylinder, it is N upon N minus 1 P1 V1 in bracket P2, that is intermediate pressure by the initial pressure, to the power N minus 1 upon N minus 1 plus N upon N minus 1. Now we know that intermediate pressure P2 V2 becomes the initial condition, but we also known as this P2 V2 will be equal to P1. So directly I will write here P1 V1 for this high pressure cylinder. So this term becomes n upon n minus 1 P1 V1 P3 by P2 n minus 1 upon n minus 1. So from this expression we can take the common terms n upon n minus 1 P1 will be common in this term. We'll take it outside. So what is remaining is P2 upon P1 n minus 1 upon n plus P3 by P2 to the power n minus 1 upon n minus this minus 1 and minus 1 becomes minus 2. Here if it is 3 stage, then it will be P4 by P3 to the power n minus 1 upon n, and this minus 2 will become minus 3, and it goes on for the number of cylinder. So this is the expression for work done on multi-stage compressor with perfect intercooling. You can see that the temperature rise, it is coming to the initial. This is the isothermal curve. So this temperature which is rising, it is coming back to the initial temperature T1. In imperfect cooling, the difference is that P2 V2. Here I have written that P2 V2 is equal to P1. So there won't be any common term. This is the only difference we can see in the imperfect intercooling. I hope you have understand this section. So coming to the next section, we'll see. Thank you.